Good evening, Perspective 70 students. I'm Dr. John Neiman, and I'm here to introduce AP English Lit and Composition to you guys and talk about the exam and show you some tips and tricks and concepts of how we're going to be approaching the test to ensure you guys get the best score possible, which is always the goal. Let me actually share my screen with you guys. We're going to touch on both parts of the exam, the multiple choice and also the FRQs, to give you guys a broader sense of how we're going to approach the test. One of the first main things that I like to console you guys a bit is with all the hard work that you put into SAT, that much of what you do learn on SAT will be workable and will be applicable to this exam as well. I build the bridge for you so that you can use similar skill sets and muscles that you developed for the other exam so that you don't feel like you're starting from the bottom and that you have nothing to build on, which is it's a rough feeling when you're trying to take multiple tests in a year. I have a great example that I just pulled up this particular form of the exam, and look at number 33. This particular passage is from 1811. Those are always challenging for you guys with the dated syntax, which is usually convoluted, and the harder vocabulary. And let's look at number 33, which is a tone-based question, which those can also be tough. The tone of the passage is best described as scathingly ironic, subtly moralizing, playfully satiric, strongly sentimental, darkly comic. There is a fascinating bridge that I can draw for you guys. The answer to 33 is actually C. I wanted to teach this because it's a immensely helpful but pretty simple and straightforward concept for understanding satire and how any type of satirical passage on the AP exam will be rooted in some form of hyperbole or overstatement. And you can see right here in line 5. Let me actually read this. She only had 2 daughters, both of whom she had lived to see respectively married, and she had now therefore nothing to do but marry all the rest of the world. That kind of phrasing, in the entire world, nothing to do, you can see it in line 7, no opportunity. There is an immense amount of overstatement happening here. It doesn't necessarily strike you guys off the bat as something overly satiric, and that's why, especially in history passages, it can be hard to catch. But if you look over at this SAT exam, they use the exact same phrase, criminal jury system, which is superior to any in the whole world. Exact same phrasing. And there are multiple questions on this particular passage. It's a Walden passage from 1854. And there's also a Twain passage from 1872, double passage, which is the worst. But it's the exact same sentence level phrasing that indicates the satire and indicates the hyperbole. And so there are bridges like this that we can build from SAT reading over to the AP to help give you guys some confidence and also create more efficiency in your learning process. I also wanted to step over here and look at an FRQ very quickly. These often give you guys the worst trouble, the most open-ended ones, like question number 3, where they give you the possible list of text that you can write on. And there is a very particular technique called nonlinear writing that I work with you guys that can really solve a lot of the headaches. Nonlinear writing basically means starting from the middle and building out. And I wish more teachers taught this in high school and even earlier, because most people tend to write linearly, where you start at the top and then you go, with your intro first, body paragraphs, conclusion. And when you write in the order, in a linear order, before you actually map and outline everything you're going to cover, with these 40-minute timed questions for the AP, you will often implode. And even my really smart kids will really struggle because they didn't have a solid structure set up before they start to work. So one of the biggest fundamental processes of learning and writing that I will work with you guys on FRQs is practicing nonlinear writing so that you can start from the middle of an argument and work outward. So we will map your core topic sentence claims first before you even start writing, and this will increase your pace, it will increase your clarity, your specificity, and ultimately your score too. So that's my spiel for class. I look forward to working with you guys so much. AP, I know it feels like a chore for you guys, but it is a fun test to teach. So looking forward to class for sure. Hope you guys are doing great.